Amy, thanks for joining us. So, as a scientist, but also having that traditional land management background, what are your thoughts on what we're headed for in Western Canada this spring and summer?
Yeah, it wasn't looking like a great summer setting up, but we've actually got a lot of participation, especially across the prairie provinces in the last little bit. So that's really helped at decreasing our fire risk and hopefully making green up come a lot faster.
It's droughts have been a reality for millennia, obviously. Of course, climate change has only exacerbated that. But what can we learn from our ancestors that would be useful now as we're looking at, people are a little bit panicked that potentially things could be drought-like in a lot of the prairies this summer?
Yeah, so I mean, our Indigenous ancestors and elders, are the initial true fire scientists, and they have so much knowledge about fire and, how we can look at things in the environment around us to help us. So, for example, I learned from an elder that I've worked closely with, Philip Campio, about how, we can look at where hornets' nests are positioned by knowing, if we're going to have a really dry summer or if we're going to have a wet summer, and then how that might influence the fire risk. So there's all sorts of things like looking at the spruce needles around your house too.
I mean, I find your area of study fascinating. I would love to follow you around for a couple of weeks and see, you gathering this knowledge from traditional knowledge keepers. How are wildfire firefighters preparing for this season? Especially remote communities up north. What are they doing to prepare?
Yeah, so I think we've got lots of crews starting up and people getting out on getting their training done, getting ready to go firefighting. And, that's a really good thing. And I think also a lot of communities, as you know, are kind of doing some cultural burning around their territories to reduce their fire risk. There's a lot of fuel mitigation or fire smart work projects going on. And then again, it's just being careful about, not starting or having those bad fires that come close to the communities.
You mentioned a survey.
Yes, yeah. So for all the Indigenous wildland firefighters out there, we have a survey right now looking at, what your experiences were like on the fire line, why you were a firefighter, why you left, why you keep firefighting. So, if you're interested, you can go. We have a Facebook group called Indigenous Wildland Firefighters in Canada, and there's a link to the survey there. We'd love to hear from you.
I love it. Well, thank you. We're happy to hear from you, Amy. Always interesting to hear your take on things. And I guess we should all be a little bit thankful, even though we had that snowfall that none of us were super happy about. It probably served some good. Thanks so much.
Yes, very much. Have a nice day.